William, we are back. I don't know why I said William first. Half-Bloods, we're back. William is here, and he's repping Spurs, and I'm repping In-N-Out. And what if the Spurs had In-N-Out in their stadium? How well do you think that would go?
It'd be okay. It'd be quick. They have Taco Palenque in their stadium, and if you know, you know, and that's good enough for me.
I guess it'd be better maybe in the Lakers stadium.
Yeah, it could be there. It'd be the only good thing about the Staples Center or whatever it's called.
Crypto?
That. Crypto.com.
StealYourMoney.com?
StealYourMoney.com. In-N-Out would be perfect anywhere. They would be insanely busy. I've never not been to an In-N-Out that's not busy. The other day we went to one because you got us a giant gift card, and we purposely went like at 2:00 or something because, I mean, you would know if you go to In-N-Out at like peak lunchtime, where are you going to sit? Nowhere. So we went at 2:00. Still insanely busy. Had to like mill around and like look at people until they moved and like to take their table. That wasn't my fault. I have a family of 6 total, so including me and my wife. So the world is not built for our size. Nothing is built.
You're the problem. Overpopulation. Your fault.
Yep, it is my fault. Oh well, but I love In-N-Out.
It is always busy. When I last went to Texas, the closest place I get to In-N-Out, we went 3 times in 3 days, and the third time we went, it was just like such a long detour because we went at noon, and it wasn't a mistake. I have no regrets, but it took quite a bit of time.
Yeah, we went after like my son was like after like his school play one time. We're like, we go pick where you want to eat, and he was like, I want In-N-Out, and we go there, and we went with like my family and my parents, and like we're like, this was a mistake. There's literally nowhere to be, and it was like at 7:30 at night. You know, like this is a mistake. You can't be here. It's too hard.
A mistake is to have 9 double-doubles in 3 days. That is a mistake.
That sounds like you did that on purpose, and it was planned.
It was planned, but now I know what the limit is. Next time I'll do 8. So good to know. 9 is too many. I woke up I had sodium deficient. I don't know what I had.
Gotta drink more water. That's all. Just pee it all out.
Actually, that's a good point. Now I need to test it again. 9 double-doubles.
Would just make you want to puke. Like if you did drink a ton of water too. So I had 9 double-doubles, but I also drank a gallon of water. So I feel fine.
That's a good point. It's a good point. Touche. Speaking of, I was going to say bestiality, but that's not what we're talking about. Speaking of ferocious appetites.
Yeah, there you go.
William, I'm bringing back a plot hole. We kind of died off. We don't really have a second. Oh yeah, I forgot we were going to go through the websites. We're still doing that. We're still having a second episode a week. We're going to go through the website. Thanks for reminding myself of that. But we didn't do that because Hunter was on, and I don't know. Then Trevor was on, so we haven't done it in a couple weeks. We're doing another mini episode right now, and shout out Jazz. I don't know how to pronounce people's names. He's also the one who helped me understand what a stoat sandwich is. He came up with some very good questions that we're going to answer right now, William. And all of these are to do with werewolves. William, can I just read to you a passage from the wonderful book, The Prisoner of Azkaban? One wrong move, Peter, said Lupin threateningly ahead. His wand was still pointed sideways at Pettigrew's chest. Silently, they tramped through the grounds, the castle lights growing slowly larger. Snape was still drifting weirdly ahead of Black, his chin bumping on his chest. And then a cloud shifted. There were suddenly dim shadows on the ground. Their party was bathed in moonlight. Snape collided with Lupin, Pettigrew, and Ron, who had stopped abruptly. Black froze. He flung out one arm to make Harry and Hermione look up. Harry could see Lupin's silhouette. He had gone rigid. Then his limbs began to shake. Oh my, Hermione gasped. He didn't take his potion tonight. He's not safe. Run, Black whispered. Run now. Okay, I didn't have to read that whole thing, but I do love reading Harry Potter. Basically, Lupin is out on a full moon night and doesn't transform until a cloud parts, making us think that he has to actually be in moonlight to transform into a werewolf. But surely we know that is not true, because we also know that he transforms into a wolf in his office and just curls up behind his office as a harmless wolf. So, William,
Otherwise, you could just lock yourself in a closet and be like,
exactly.
no
And
moonlight.
werewolves really wouldn't be a problem at all. Like, they'd be a small
Yeah,
problem.
you could just sit there and read books and have a normal night, but like, hey, I'm locked in a windowless room.
Or just sleep in a normal bed with with a good window, like covered window. So, William, can we explain this? Is this just for dramatic effect, and we'll call it like?
I don't think it's a plot hole, and I'll explain why. I don't think it is because one, there's just a lot left that we don't know about how werewolves work in this world. But like technically, I think there's two things that could be happening. One is that he's taken a bunch of Wolfsbane Potion, like leading up to it, but he didn't take it that night, right?
Yeah.
So like he's just slower transforming as opposed to like immediately. But also it's possible that there's like a specific moment when like when is it full moon? Like there is technically a moment where like the moon is the most full it like scientifically can be, right? Like, and I read about it, like it's like the opposite side of the earth and the sun. I don't know. I'm not into astronomy, right? I don't know. But there is like a moment where the moon is its most full, right? Because these things are constantly moving. So like that's that moment, maybe. Like
that was what I
for dramatic effect. It's because what it is. Right?
The evenings are so late, like in the Scottish Highlands.
Especially this time in the summertime. Yeah, it would be by this time it's June.
Yes.
Right. So like it's daylight.
Yes,
like
because
10 o'clock at night.
Yes, Cassie and I were reading it and we're like, how is the sun going down? It's like 9 p.m. and the sun's still up. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
So like maybe like it's at midnight when it happens, when it's like actually fully dark and all that stuff, and that's when it happened. And I do think it has nothing to do with like the moon coming from behind the cloud. I think that was like a coincidence of when it happened.
It's a coincidence and it's a book, and great things happen in books. Otherwise, we wouldn't be reading the books. So it happens. I guess another question is, as before I really thought about this, and Jazz, I don't know how to say his name, really broke it down. I thought that there would be like multiple transformations because, like, to your point, there's a true full moon, but then to my naked eye, I look outside and there's like 3 days of a full moon, and I kind of thought a werewolf transformed all 3 days, and that's why like Lupin like would look pale and peaky is because he's already transformed, but that's not really what I understood. I feel like they only transform one night per full moon, but then
yeah, they do. Like, there's only one full moon night every 29 and a half days or whatever. But also like even there's a specific moment where technically the moon is the most full because the Earth's always rotating, the moon is moving. So like technically it's less full a second after than it was before or whatever.
Fair. I guess my question is, why do werewolves become peaky and pale and weak leading up to this full moon? Like, is it just like...
I think that makes sense. Like lycanthropy is like a sickness, right? It does affect them other times of the month, even if it doesn't turn them into a wolf, right? Like it affects their biology and how they feel. It's definitely affecting Bill Weasley in ways. He's not a full werewolf or anything, but he's definitely contaminated. So his blood has been contaminated and he's basically not fully healthy. And so like it probably cycles, like he gets better mid-month and then it's like slowly feeling worse. And he just goes through this horrible, vicious cycle of he doesn't know what it's like to feel like fully healthy.
Agreed.
Unless you maybe fully embrace yourself like Greyback does. Right.
I mean, that's the real lesson here is like, do you think Greyback ever feels sick? Do you think he ever feels peaky? No. He feels great all the time. He looks forward to his transformation on a monthly basis.
Scott, wickedness never was happiness. I don't know. He's definitely deep down. He hates himself somewhere.
Yeah, I suppose so. Also,
I think everyone but Voldemort has some bit of remorse in them somewhere.
Good call. I'm reading the Lost Prophecy. I'm reading the Lost Prophecy with my children right now, and we're going slow. We got to break this down piece by piece. We can't rush through this. So they understand why Dumbledore wouldn't look at him now, and now we're pausing. We'll go to the next step tomorrow. We got to go slow. But William, I have the final plot hole, which you can't get your way out of. This is unsubstantiated by me, but Joss How would you pronounce JAS? How would you pronounce it? And he's British.
I would say Jazz, but
it's a girl also. But I just picture everyone I talk to as a boy, but I just looked and it's a girl. So sorry.
I would say Jazz.
Jazz.
Like short for Jasmine.
Ooh, I like that. Jazz, I've been thinking you're a boy the whole time, so I'll try not to treat you different now that I know you're a girl.
Scott's the misogynist, so that's the patriarchy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But you can't get around this plot hole, okay? This happens on June 9th in the canon. Again, unsubstantiated by me. I have done no effort to prove this or disprove this. But in real life, the full moon wasn't until the 23rd in June of 1994. So this book is full of plot holes because the full moon was not on this day. So
that is a verified plot hole then. And you can decide for yourself if that means it's a terrible book and terrible writer and lazy, or it just doesn't matter because it's a made-up world. That's up to you to decide.
That's a good point. We don't know that this happens on Earth 616. This could be a different Earth. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. To be clear, Jazz was not being like mean.
No,
again.
she sounds cool. But yes. Yeah, that's an interesting thing to know that like there is a day that happens and it is not a full moon day.
Agreed. I mean, this again, you're always prepared for all of these. I learned something basically every time one of these things come up. Is like I thought werewolf transformations happened a couple times. I didn't. That's why I thought there was peakiness. I never really thought about the clouds parting and being bathed in moonlight. Like I always learn. So thank you, Jazz. Thank you, William. Thank you, Half-Bloods, for supporting this podcast. And yeah, I don't know. Really, the Half-Bloods haven't done much for this 11-minute podcast. But thank you, Cassie, for editing this. And I think that's all the thanks I can give out. William?
Love it.
Love you. Love the Half-Bloods. Yes, we did. And we'll be back next week. And I think we'll finally actually do something from wizardingworld.com, which I have been teasing. No one has interacted with it. No one seems to care. But I have been teasing that we're going to go through some deep dives on wizardingworld.com. So get ready for it.
Do it, Lars.
Love ya.
Peace.